Hey, what's up? I'm Unknown Shadow. This is Albert. This is Colorado. And today we're going to Walmart. More specifically, we're going to Walmart so I can find a container. Because what I need to do today is I need to figure out what's going on with the clutch. A few videos back, I think even just my last video for this bike, but a few videos back in general, I swatched out, a few videos back I had swapped out the stock clutch plates in this bike for a 6-plate clutch pack. Jesus. Ever since doing that, I've been having issues getting into neutral. If I have the bike stopped, so just completely stopped, engine off, I can get into neutral. But like right now, if I roll to a stop here, it let me get into neutral then. Now I cannot get into neutral at all. Like I'm yanking up on the shifter. Now that I'm accelerating at least a little bit, maybe a little difficult here, I could go into neutral if I have a little bit of acceleration on the bike. So something's causing those plates to just stay slightly engaged when the engine is spinning, even if I'm pulling the clutch lever. When I did the spring install a while ago now, I had installed that hard racing lifter plate into the bike and had no problems with it at all. Like it seemed to be doing quite well. Or last time I had the side cover open, and had the entire clutch apart, everything looked great in there, no problems at all. So everything seemed to be functioning, but ever since I put these plates in, just problem after problem with that finding neutral. So one of the hints that was brought up to me was that not all lifter plates are the same. And it could be that the center portion of it, which is where the clutch actually pushes on, could be just slightly out of spec on this plate. And if that's true, that could be what's kind of keeping these plates from disengaging completely. So what I did was I picked up a plate from Kevtek out of here in Colorado, picked up that plate, and I'm gonna try that plate. I was told, like right now, I can't shift up unless I accelerate. Like I have the clutch fully pulled in, and it just will not disengage those clutch plates. So we'll go in, we'll get the oil out of the bike into a container so I can take a look at it, and then maybe try out a new clutch plate. But for now, Walmart. It's good to see Walmart is still Walmart. Yeah, so what we're gonna do is we'll get back to the garage, we're gonna dump the oil. I'm gonna use the clear container because I actually also want to see what that oil looks like. Get that side cover off, and then take a look at what the clutch pack is doing, what that lifter is doing, how it compares to the Kevtek lifter that I have, and just overall we'll probably swap them out and see what happens with the clutch. Why do I get a feeling I'm not going to get a light? See, when the bike's accelerating, no problem shifting gears at all. It's really just right in that point where you think you have the clutch pulled in and the engine shouldn't be spinning that fast and everything else, that can't get it in neutral, can't get it into second. But we'll get that side cover off and we'll take a look. Woo, quite the headwind. Alright, so while you watch some video of me draining the oil, let's talk a little bit about what I did. So in previous videos I've already shown how to take the side cover off and all the steps that are needed there, so I'm not going to repeat those. Really the main thing we wanted to get down to was to the actual clutch lift plate. I took the hard racing lifter plate off and, you know, kind of took a look at how everything compared. I even took the entire clutch basket off so that I could take a look at everything that I'd done previously, make sure that everything is okay. And really everything there looked fine. So really it just came down to looking at the difference between the two lifter plates. I took a few different measurements to compare the two of them. When the bearing is put into place, you know, what's the distance between the bearing and kind of where some of the other mating faces are. Yeah, the primary distance that really seems to matter here is from the top of that bearing down to where the clutch pressure plate, those posts meet it. So I took a few different measurements, the top of the bearing to kind of the flattest part at the bottom, and then kind of measuring from there to where the springs hit and also to where the pressure plate hits. And the main thing that I found was it looks like there's about a 1 millimeter difference where the hard racing lifter plate is just about like 1 millimeter taller between the top of the bearing and where the clutch pressure plate hits. And it does seem like that 1 millimeter might be exactly what it is. So after I took those measurements, I went ahead and installed the Kevtek lifter plate back on the bike, along with all the clutch basket and everything else. Put it all back in the bike, put the oil back in the bike, and then went for a ride. And I mean, it's crazy what 1 millimeter can do, but 1 millimeter seems to be very important. So basically right now, if I'm stopped and I try to get into neutral, I can get into neutral. Now it's more difficult because neutral, it's really easy to slip past neutral again. But before, as I was showing on the way to Walmart, I mean, you had to no matter how much force, it felt like I was trying to brake it, and I couldn't get enough force to actually shift into neutral. Whereas now the bike seems to be shifting like normal. Right now, no problem shifting. And it's like when I pull the clutch, now it's actually engaging, or disengaging, I guess, the clutch, and allowing everything to free spin as it's supposed to. As I found, there's a 1 millimeter difference in that. Now, it could be that the bearing sits just a little too high. It could be that where the pressure plate is mounting, that's a little too high. Hard to say one way or the other. And really it only becomes noticeable when you put too many plates, or when you put in an extra plate. Like right now I'm running 6 clutch plates, whereas stock is 5. So with that Kevtek lifter plate in there, I mean, the clutch and the bike itself are responding the way that it would totally expect it to. That 1 millimeter seems to make all the difference. I can't say that it's a fault of machining or what. With the stock clutch plates in there, never had a problem with the hard racing one. It's just when I replaced it for the higher performance clutch plates, and the fact that there's 6 of them versus 5, it's definitely filling out that clutch basket maybe just enough to make that tolerance more of a requirement. I never did try the stock lifter plate or compare it. If you do go with the clutch upgrade, and anything with a 6-pack, maybe look again at which lifter plate that you're using. Right now, this is the Kevtek one. I don't know how other ones measure up against each other, but seems to be important. But yeah, with that, we'll call this a video. really just wanted to get in, make sure that I could fix whatever was going on with the clutch, and it certainly seems like, you know, that lifter plate was the culprit, and 1 millimeter can make all the difference. I have some other ideas for videos coming up, and so keep an eye out for those. Some for the monkey, some for the scrambler. There might be a few more ride videos, kind of depending on whatever the hell this weather does. But we'll see. Hopefully you found something in this video that you liked. If you did, you know, like, subscribe, comment, do those things if you like to do those things. Definitely appreciate you taking the time to actually watch the videos, and thanks for that. But in the meantime, hopefully you're having a good day. Thanks for watching. Bye.